Hello, everyone. So happy you could join us today for our virtual users group. Let's jump right in and take a look at our agenda. In today's session, we will focus a great deal of attention on the newest release of ARCHIBUS, version 23.2. We'll receive an introduction to what's new in this version from Todd Hutton and Amber Severson. Next, Kevin Zimmer will give us a look into why other end users are upgrading to the newest version and how they made the business case to upgrade. Kevin will round out that section with some tips and tricks. Finally, we'll finish up today's users group with two hot topics that are new to our typical users group. Stefan Clouat will dive into the future trends in technology and why, as CRE and FM professionals, we should be aware of these trends. And Todd Hutton will close with a look at how we're extending ARCHIBUS beyond the platform. Some exciting topics that you won't want to miss. Here's a look at your presentation team. Today we have Todd Hutton, Managing Director of the ARCHIBUS practice. We have Amber Severson, our pre-sales consultant for the ARCHIBUS practice. Kevin Zimmer, Director of Technology Services. And finally, Stefan Clouat, Executive Vice President of JLL Technology Solutions Consulting. If at any point in today's presentation you have questions, please log them in the Q&A or chat feature. We will certainly try to get to all of them today, but if we're unable to, we'll reach out after today's session. We're currently recording today's virtual users group, and we'll be sure to send that out with the presentation materials to everyone who registered and or attended tomorrow. So now I'll pass the presentation over to Todd to begin what's new in version 23.2.
Great, thanks, Nicole. Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to join the user group meeting today. We appreciate you taking that time. As Nicole mentioned, our first topic today is reviewing what's new in 23.2. So we put together this mind map slide, which essentially lays out some of the key areas within ARCHIBUS version 23.2. It is a significant release in terms of technology as well as the functional side of the solution. Some of the key areas that you'll see ARCHIBUS continue to expand are areas such as consoles, the latest being the energy management console. And you've seen this before in terms of the building operations console, space console, project management console, and lease administration console. So ARCHIBUS continues to develop these console-based technologies which allow you to do a series of functions within a single screen versus moving from screen to screen throughout the application. So some of the key areas as well that Amber's going to be covering today is surrounding building operations. One of the items that our clients have talked to us about that we've seen in the marketplace as well as within RFIs and RFPs that have been released is surrounding labor scheduling and PM planning. I'll be talking a little more detail about lease accounting changes and ARCHIBUS's compliance and applications surrounding FASB. Some of the other advances surround BIM. So there are some significant publishing improvements as well as what they call a BIM model checker, which is similar to, in the past where you had CAD standards type checking where you're able to check the model against a standard that you have, a BIM standard, and ensure that it meets those standards when you receive it from the prime consultant. Also surrounding in the enterprise asset management, they've expanded that as well to include items such as 360 camera views. So if you're using technology such as Matterport or 3D cameras to take photos of mechanical rooms or large fixed assets, you're able to view those within the enterprise asset management console, as well as some 3D navigation within the equipment systems console. So again, if you have, depending on the degree of detail within your BIM models, you're able to view those as well. Surrounding the Internet of Things, and Stefan will touch on that a little bit later, but the ability to take aggregated data, an example would be utilization of space, and take that aggregated data and view that within the space console. For example, show me the utilization of these meeting rooms from date X to date Y, and then have it highlight the rooms within the space console. So ARCHIBUS continues to keep up with technology and address those key IoT components. One of the new exciting applications that, again, our clients have really been looking for, many of our university clients and anyone who is doing inspections of their facilities, is the compliance and inspection application. So that's both Web Central based and based within the mobile application as well. Another key area, too, that we'll touch on today is surrounding the move scenario planning. So those of you who've been in the ARCHIBUS community for a number of years probably recall room trials back in the Windows client days. So this is, I guess I would call it the rebirth of room trials in terms of room scenario planning and layouts, where you're getting more into the actual block planning and tactical layout of space, and then publishing those options to Web Central for review with clients and to determine, which option would be the best, and then translate that scenario into an actual move project and resulting move orders. Some of the other key advances, too, that Kevin's going to be talking to surround HTML5, the absence of Flash in 23.2, and as well as BERT reporting. Some improvements to the mobile client, which we'll send out in terms of the What's New ARCHIBUS help file surrounding application speed and sync times. Smart Client enhancements, which often don't require an upgrade if you're utilizing Smart Client, for example, with AutoCAD 2018. And as well as from a federal government perspective, the extensions for U.S. federal government, I should say, extensions for SMS Builder. So with that said, I'll move on to one of the topics, which is really FASB, which is the Financial Accounting Standards Board. This is another area where we have seen clients approach us in the last year to not only talk about how this applies to them, but how the solution can address these FASB requirements. So essentially, a little bit about the changes. So this took place in about early 2016. The U.S. Financial Accounting Standards Board, or FASB, as well as the International Accounting Standards Board, IASB, announced at that time some definitive guides to the new lease accounting standards. Essentially, these guides will alter the current accounting and financial disclosure requirements for both your real estate and equipment leases.